Hello, welcome to Last Bus Stop, a show where we dive deep into the stories and experience of remarkable individual. Today I'm thrilled to introduce to you our guest today.
Yeah,
His,
yeah.
his name is Nate.
What
He,
up? What up?
he's rapping Brooklyn,
Brooklyn all day.
big Brooklyn in the building. Feel
Yes,
me?
sir.
So we're just about to dive deep into his into his journey of how he of how he got into music, and all the stuff again in the music industry. So Nate, how you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, man. You're nice to meet
You know what I'm saying? Chilling, bro.
you. Yeah. How was the traffic, man? Hope it wasn't bad. Like,
It was bad. I'm coming from Brooklyn, so it's a solid hour and a half. Like a solid. Like when you look at when you put the directions in your shit, and
Right.
it tell you the distance with tolls and without tolls.
Yeah.
Both of them shits was like an hour and a half, bro.
oh my god, that's crazy, man. Another thing again. Today is Friday too.
Yeah.
mad people on the road,
Yeah,
man.
I
Like,
was
the
looking at
traffic's
the
going
traffic on
crazy.
the way back home. It looked terrible, bro. Worse than on the way here, bro. So I'm not looking forward to that. But you gotta do what you gotta do to connect. You know what I'm saying?
Word, bro. Yeah, you know how it is. So, bro, so Nate, so like, tell your fans how you got into music.
Music always been a part of my life, bro. I mean, as cliche as it sounds, like, I started when I was in elementary school. I had a school that was very they express in the importance of expressing yourself. I think as a kid that's important. So it's just really about at that time like just which tool works best for you. So I played instruments, I did a lot of stuff, but what stuck on me was my voice. So it was like, during the pandemic, I just decided to go full throttle with it, and that was it.
So you like went professional during the pandemic time.
Yeah, like I guess I would say I had a professional work ethic during the pandemic time. You know what I'm saying? Like now is more professional, like doing podcasts and all that shit. But the work before was like, it was just like for fun. And now it's like, all right, if you're gonna really do this, just do it, bro. So that was a pandemic, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So like, why growing up? Because you say like you started doing music, since your elementary schools. Like, why growing up? Which of the artists, really like inspired you? That you got inspiration from? That you saw and be
You
like,
know,
oh
I,
yeah,
I think at the time, because I was like fifth grade, fourth grade. I wasn't honestly. I didn't really get into hip hop, like really know who was making hits until I got to high school. But back then, it was like that was during like the Miley Cyrus era, like Hannah Montana type shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
so I think that the school like that I was at, like I was just absorbing like sounds. Period. Like I was just absorbing like what music is. I never put a name to an artist, even if I knew the artist.
okay,
You know what I'm saying? But it was just more like, damn, this shit sound lit. I'm gonna just keep it. But I didn't have a phone back then, so it wasn't even on like I really could identify with the artist. I was just bumping
Right.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Though. So meaning like you just based on you was in school then, like you wasn't like you didn't really like fuck with.
It was
any
like the
artist.
trends and shit. So back then, like it was like the Jerk, Dougie came out. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
all the dancing at the time, like Soldier Boy. You know what I'm saying? Like all the dancing type, recital type shit. The back then, it was more about like what type of dance could you create based off the song. It wasn't really about the song. You know what I'm saying? So like Soldier Boy was popping back then. Miley Cyrus had a big presence because of Hannah Montana and all that shit. Disney Channel, all that. So it was more for me like just. Yo, like, what's the latest dance I could do right now to impress the girls? You know what I mean? And that was it. So I just ran with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can you tell us about your creative process with music?
Oh, that's a good question. I think the most important thing that I could do as an artist is experience life. So driving an hour and a half to come here, to the Bronx and come into this neighborhood is experience that I could write about.
Okay.
And I think a lot of times nowadays artists they subject their experiences to what the consumer, what the customer wants to hear. And that's I kind of go against the grain. Like I don't believe in being in the studio for more than an hour, 2 hours, unless you're really working on something like that's really like you have to get it done in that time.
Right.
I don't believe in living in the studio. I don't believe in because if all you see is the studio, you're gonna make studio music. You know what I'm saying? But that ass.
Word.
So like I'm not trying to make no studio music. I'm trying to make music that everybody in walks of life trying to listen to. So my creative process is experience in life, like period. Like being open to new experiences and shit. So I could just, collect them shits and then just add it up when it's time.
Yeah. Like, what do you think about like the new music now? Like, because like in rap, like
Yeah.
not a lot of people is really doing it like rap. Like they
Yeah.
just they just going with the trend thing. Like, what do you think
Well,
about
I
that?
think and that's a part of experience life that I'm talking about. Like, there's a business side to music that people don't really register when you listen to music.
True.
So from a business perspective, rap is killing it. These niggas is making bread.
Word,
You feel me? These
low
niggas is
key.
making bread. But from a cultural perspective, yeah, it's declining our culture because we're talking about the same shit over and over again. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's two sides to the coin. You know what I'm saying? So I think the music nowadays is good. It's just not beneficial. Those are two different things. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
back then, music was beneficial because, like when you feel heartbroken, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna go listen to that artist. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you heartbroken, you ain't listening to that artist for now. Because that artist now ain't talking about that. And if they talking about that, they putting it in a way that just sounds super bullshit. So yeah, it's definitely a balance. But I think the new music now it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. You just gotta keep going.
Yeah. For the people that don't know,
Yeah.
what's your nationality?
I'm Haitian.
You Haitian, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you really like drive like any like type of inspiration or maybe
Absolutely.
like energy from from the Haitian
I'm
side?
a big believer in, like you can't know where you're going until you know where you come from. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
like I don't, even though I don't speak Creole, unfortunately, I think, it's all about learning, bro, especially with technology nowadays, bro. Like, information is information. It's out there. It's very easy to get. So, yeah, I definitely I take inspiration from everything. I'm always trying to soak up, like, even before this podcast, like, I'm asking you information about the lighting and shit because I want to know what effects. Like, I just want to know, so just the curiosity that it takes is making me a better artist. And that's all I really care about.
Yeah, true. So, you from Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, how is really like the music scene in Brooklyn? Because we know Brooklyn is really killing it.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
He did his shit. But like, how is he really going over there right now? Like,
I think there's a tale of two artists. You get the artists who are very motivated, but they don't really take the time to think about how their work impacts people long term. So they're just making music for that one post or for that one moment.
right.
And then you get the artist who thinks too deeply on how they're impacting people. So they take away from the moments that they should be just living in. So I think, because I go to a lot of open mics, I go to a lot of places, I go to a lot of networking events, and, I've seen a lot of artists just try to pop their shit, and that's the culture now. It's like, I'm just pop my shit, as opposed to like, how can I relate to the crowd? How can I really like engage somebody? Like, I feel like this conversation right here, it's going to take us further. Like, we've already talked off camera about how we can do more things to connect and, be better individuals.
Word.
I think in the music scene nowadays, there's much less of that, and there's much more of, all right, boom, I'm gonna just do my own shit, and then if it catch on, then I'm gonna stick with it. But if it don't catch on, I'm moving on to the next thing, and it's just very short term, and it dies quick.
Nah, you're right though. You're really right.
Yeah,
And again, like one thing again with like in the music industry right now, like people don't really know how to like like connect to their fans
Absolutely.
type shit. You get what I'm saying? Like people don't really know like to your own fans, right?
Yeah.
Because you got a type of music you make,
Yeah.
which that is really gonna inspire your fans. You feel me? Like because like your fans, like when your fans are listening to your music, right? They need to like take out something from
Yeah,
your music.
yeah.
You feel me? Something that's gonna help them. Either good or bad. So like what type of inspiration do you think that your music like give to your fans, like for the ones that don't really know?
I think the type of thing that I want to push out is anything is possible, and again, it sounds very cliche, but the best artists nowadays, the ones who last longest and have the, because artistry, especially in the music career, in music, is a very short term type thing,
Right.
so.
Right.
In order to maximize on that, you got to be able to do everything. You got to be able to sing. You got to be able to rap. You got to be able to produce. You got to know, like, you got to know shit. You know what I'm saying? So we're in a world now where it's just like information is like, what are you doing with it? How are you, using that information to connect with people the most? So the inspiration for me is just, like the theory of sound, the science of music. Like that shit goes so deep, bro. Like even for us to have these podcasts and have this shit connected, like that transcends music. You know what I'm saying? Like that transcends, what we consider to be cool. You feel me? So once you get a basic understanding of that scientific, approach and what goes behind that, I don't think you can ever lose. And that's what inspires me because I like to win. So
Word.
yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this trend that's going on right now, like some artists, like they drop one songs,
Yeah.
they kind of like the one hit wonder type of people. Like, what do you think? Like, other artists should like do, like in a situation where they get to that point, so that they just stay in the same position or keep going
Well,
higher.
that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Because you get the artist who does something that works and they think that it's gonna work again to the same effect.
Yeah,
And it never works that way. It never works that way. You have to continue to prove yourself. So you get to a point where a lot of artists who is just like, oh, I've proven myself one time, or I've proven myself multiple times, I've proven myself 15 times, I don't have to do it again. But when every time you create a song, you're trying to earn your keep, with your fan base. Even if they listen to you and they're religious behind you. There's a lot of artists nowadays who've been out for 10, 15 years and their core fans is like, nah, I ain't with it. So you have to continue to keep earning your keep. So I think it's just about keeping that hunger. And what social media makes you think because of numbers is like, oh, I got 1 million, oh, I got 2 million, I got whatever views,
like, yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah,
In reality, you're not. You feel me? So I think it's a balance because social media definitely is a great measuring stick, but it's not everything. And I think people are making it seem like it's everything. And it's not. Like this honesty is everything. Like the reality of us being able to talk and connect.
right.
Like that's what they don't see and that's what they don't feel. That's what social media doesn't give you. And they'll never be able to give us that.
Right.
But in order to get there, you have to want to do it. A lot of artists just don't want to do that shit no more because social media is feeding them elsewhere.
True. Yeah. What are the challenges like you face? When making music, because a lot of people they be facing like, oh, studio time.
Yeah.
All that, like make maybe like music videos type shit. Like, what are the challenges? You like.
Well, Ryan Serhant, he's a real estate agent, he's a big real estate agent.
Okay.
And one of the things that he said that always sticks with me is the market doesn't dictate your results, it dictates your strategy. So nowadays, people's attention spans are so small that there is no room for a 3-minute song. As crazy as it sounds, there's no room for a 20-song album.
True.
You have to be able to, as an artist, you have to be able to make a solid minute and a half, 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 15 seconds. That's so impactful, it'll take you across the world.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I think what's different now is we are getting that 2 minutes and 15 seconds, but it's just bullshit. So the long-term effect, it's lit, but the long-term effect, it declines because it's not real.
It's not real.
So back then, what you talk about in the 90s and 2000s, we were dropping quality, but them shit was like 5 minutes. People was sitting down and listening to whole monologues and shit and doing shit because that's the time. But now it's like attention spans, we can't control that. The only thing that we can control is the quality that we put into that 1 minute, 2 minutes, TikTok, whatever the TikTok vibe is. So we need to be able to, as an artist, and not just music, right? Like creativity in general, like putting shit out there. We need to be able to put quality in a place where it's like, all right, I just gave this man the best minute and a half that he ever heard, and that he's gonna carry with him to the next song that I drop or the next creative project that I drop. And that's a challenge for an artist, and that's where I think there's a lot of room for improvement.
Nah, yeah, you're right. Like, yeah. Apart from making music, right? What else again do you think like you're really good at? Like apart from making music, like let me just say, if today like you're not making music, you know what I'm saying? What else again? Like,
I think I'm just good at the grind. I'm good at discipline. Like in order for us to meet, even this podcast, in order for me to have this opportunity for a podcast, I had to find you guys.
right.
So I'm a very inquisitive person. I'm a very curious person, and that's taken me so many places. So I'm very good at being inquisitive and being, just thinking more and being open and, also taking advice, taking constructive criticism. So
That's good. Like, do you have any upcoming song like,
Oh yeah, so I got a tape dropping soon. It's an EP. It's called The Difference. Next month it's gonna be dropping. I'm not gonna say the date, but it's gonna be dropping sometime next month. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing this, so I can promote it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a lot of good music coming out at that time. So I wanna build the anticipation and do the marketing half of putting out music.
You say next month?
Yeah.
Like, what should your fans like? Your camera right there. Like,
Yeah,
what should
yeah.
your fans really like expect from your new EP?
Just expect shit that you ain't never heard before. I create I've found a sound that nobody has heard before, and I can only generate it. So, expect some real shit. You feel me? That's really it.
Like a new Nay type shit.
Well, not new nay, just new shit. Like I think I've done a lot of studying on what it means to be an impactful musician, not just in hip hop, but the genre of music.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to make great sounds in the genre of music, you have to be a student of all types of music. So I've taken years to figure out what that sound is, and now that I've been able to cultivate it, honestly, I just been making hot shit. You know, and unfortunately, that's not enough. I can't just put it out there and hope that it comes back to me, because that won't ensure my success. What'll ensure my success is the relationships that I'm building now and being able to network and shit. So aside from the music gonna talk for itself, because I know the music that I got is hot as fuck. But at the same time, you know, I still want to know what's going on in the background. So yeah.
I like that confidence, man. I like that confidence.
Yeah.
You know, like, because yo, in this world, man, like, yo, you gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in yourself,
you know, the one thing I learned about the most successful people, and it doesn't matter what industry that you're in, the most successful people, they don't care about what somebody has to say about what they put out there, because they know that they shit work. It may not work for you, but they know it works.
True.
You feel me? So I know my shit work. That's not the problem. You feel me? The problem is, how can I get it in the hands of people who's gonna blow it up? You feel me?
Right,
But my
like
shit
it,
work.
bro.
You feel me?
True. Like in your upcoming EP that's dropping.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to share this for your fans. Like, do you have any collaboration over there?
Nah, it's just me. It's all me.
Nate.
I mean, aside from the collaboration with you guys and, you know, the other people that I've been doing to network and, you know, put me out there and, you know, market and promote myself. But in terms of the actual process of, like, the songs, every song is me. It's just me.
And you wrote everything down.
Wrote everything. Everything. Yeah.
And you made the beat?
Nah. But I found it, though.
Oh.
You know, like, my ears is always in the street, so I'm always listening to instrumentals. So the instrumentals, like, nowadays, it's crazy because hip-hop started where it was like, oh, you know, you got the DJ slamming beats, and then you had the MC, you know, the MC took more precedence, and now it's going back to where the DJ is like, or not even the DJ, the producer is like, people is listening for beats more than they're listening to. And we spoke about this off camera where, you know, Afrobeats is at a place where the instrumentals are so impactful, it don't matter what the artist is saying. People just want to listen to the instrumental. So they'll sing the song because the instrumental is that hot. You feel me? But unfortunately, the majority of the customers, they don't want to take the time to understand what an African person is saying.
Right.
You feel me? So if I can get the same vibe, get that same type of instrumental, and it's not just Afrobeats, but the same soul that they're putting into the Afrobeats, because that's what I believe that's working. They're just putting soul into Afrobeats, and no other genre in terms of hip hop. They're not putting no soul into the beats. It sound lit, but you no fucking soul in the shit. You feel me? So when you put that soul into the Afrobeats, and then you get an artist who can deliver the message the way it wants to be heard,
True.
that's it.
Right.
So that's what I got.
And it's all about vibe. Like, you gotta have that vibe.
Vibes.
You know, just like we were saying, you know, based on, like, you know, the music world right now, everything is just about, you know, trend.
Yeah.
You gotta put out something that's catchy.
Yeah.
No,
Nobody wants to create a wave. Everybody just wants to surf on it.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the industry of creating waves. I'm not interested in hopping on somebody. I'll take from your wave. I'll take from your thing, give you credit.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to make my own shit. When you hear me, I want you to know that this is the only, you know what I'm saying? And this is not just a music thing. Like, as a podcast guest, I want you to remember me as a podcast guest.
Right.
You don't get to make that type of imprint by copying people, bro. So I don't copy niggas.
Yeah, that's good. So you say, like, your EP is dropping next month?
Yeah.
Your
Sometime
fans,
next month.
you all better go check that shit out. It's gonna be out on all platforms. You know, sometime next month. He don't want to tell you guys the date, but I don't know why. Like, he's supposed to let you guys know, like,
anticipation, bro.
yo, like he say, man, it's gonna be all fire shit. Like, you feel me? It's gonna be a new name, man. Like,
real shit.
new crazy stuff. But you know, yo, I'm really happy to have you here. You feel
Me too. I'm happy to be here, bro.
I'm really happy. Like, what message do you have for your fans? Like, what message do you have for your fans? Just tell them something.
Just keep creating, my nigga. As I said, just keep creating, bro. It's so much in this world to do. You feel me? Like, I think, you know, especially for the black and brown community, like, we get so caught up in our neighborhoods that we forget that the world is way bigger than our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, experience the world, bro. Be a tourist in your city. Be a tourist in your life. You know what I'm saying? The path that you usually walk down, sometimes take a different path. You know, you never know where it might lead you on the path that you already walked down. So that's it.
Right. So, yo, thanks for watching today. You know, thanks for watching today's episode. You know, yo, myself and Nate, we had a good convo today. Yo, Nate, I would like to see you here again, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. This is start of something new.
You feel me? Like maybe after the EP drop, man, you can just pull up. You feel
I'm
me?
with it.
And then we just gonna jump to
I'm
the
with
EP
it.
and stuff,
I'm
you
with
know what
it,
I'm
man.
saying?
I got some shit right now. If you want to listen to it, to be honest. But, yeah.
Yo, like you say, you don't want the fans to know the shit
Yeah,
right now. So
yeah.
maybe you just gonna play it on later, and then we just gonna vibe to them shit.
Yeah.
Yo, Nate got that vibe, man.
Yeah.
Nate got that shit.
Yeah.
So yo, you all know what to do. Just like and share this episode. You feel me? You know, follow us on Instagram at LBSPod_. Yo, Nate, can you please shout out your Instagram handle?
Yeah, bro. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at NAYBK08. All my information is in there. How to get my songs, everything. NAYBK08.
Yeah. Peace out.
Later, y'all.
See y'all next time.
Yes, sir.